Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be taking a look at the stock market weekly change for February 11th through the 15th, 2019. Every single week I like to make these video updates going over the S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and some news for the week, as well as some other information. So we're going to quickly take a look at last week's performance, jump into the four main indexes, the emerging markets, take a look at stock futures and stocks that move positive here, negative in the after hours, because that could change and affect Monday. We're going to take a look at the S&P 500 as a whole for the week. Monday is closed. Stock market's closed on Monday for President's Day, so I'll be releasing a video. I already have it recorded over getting. I got my first full check. I got all three of my rentals rented out, and I got my full February proceeds. So that's videos coming out Monday. I'll probably be doing some sort of a premiere where I'll be available to answer questions and such. We're going to be discussing financials, home builders, tech stocks, so semiconductors, oil, dollar, silver, gold, bonds, and mortgage rates. So that is what we're going to be covering in today's video. So if you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below. If you do enjoy the video, find it helpful, hit the thumbs up. And if you have any comments, questions, want to drop a hello, drop it in the comments section. I always appreciate all your guys' feedback. I like it in the comments. I like responding and chatting with investors and such. So let's go ahead and get into it. Stock market last week between February 4th and the 8th, all positive there. S&P up 0.05, Dow Jones up 0.17, NASDAQ up 0.47, and my portfolio was up 1.6%. I believe that was sort of pushed higher there with Apple. Apple this week took a bit of a break. So S&P 500 currently this week up 2.5%, barely any sort of a loss there on Thursday, down 0.27%, but that's basically flat on the day. And then Friday, President Trump signed the spending bill, so the government's going to remain open. He issued a state of emergency in order to get his funding for the bill, and they extended the trade deal with China. So I believe it's going to go on for the next week or so in order to get that signed. So the positive outlook currently for the market, it's what's it called? So it's not uncertainty. I mean, there's still uncertainty in the air, but there's stuff that are getting finalized. The government's staying open. He's getting his funding wall, so his supporters are really enjoying that, as well as they may sign some sort of a trade deal, which is going to be positive for both China and the United States and kind of spur the economy back forward. The Dow Jones here up 3.09%. This is in second place this week. Up year to date 10.96. The NASDAQ 5 out of 5 days positive here, but kind of a lagger of the four, up 2.39% for the 5 day. Year to date up 12.62%. And then our winner for the week is the Russell 2000 at 4.17%. So very good performance here within the Russell. Again, we're only 47 days into the year, I believe, so 31 and 16. Today's Friday still. Oh yeah, it's Saturday right now, the 16th. So it's about 47 days into the new year, and we're up here in the Russell 2000, a little over 16%. The other indexes up between, 10. I just kind of moved that elsewhere. There we are. 10 to 12% there with these other indexes. So emerging markets down this week 0.17%, year to date up 7.76. I may remove this one from my tracking. It's not too much of an important one for me. I'm not sure if you guys enjoy kind of seeing the emerging markets there. It's not really US related. And let me know in the comment section if that should be continue to be tracked. Stock futures looking positive. Again, we ended Friday with the spending bill getting signed, a trade deal getting extended out, President Trump getting his state of emergency here for his bill or his trading wall. Congress can still step in and kind of try and block it. This could be kind of a precursor to the upcoming presidents to see what they can kind of issue state of emergencies and kind of get away with. So we'll kind of see how this all plays out here in the future. As far as uncertainty goes, we have some stuff sort of notched out. Now we're just going to continue on chugging along. So some of our laggards here in the after hours, we have Harley Davidson down 3.46%. We have not too many other there. We have Discover Inc. Not too familiar. I'm not sure if that's the Discover card, similar to the Visa and the MasterCard, if that's something else there. Most active stocks here, Ford, Bank of America. So we have some financials here, kind of looking. General Electric down 0.1. Coca-Cola lost, I believe, a little over 7 to 8% this week. Pretty hard hit there. Comcast down 0.45. Intel and Dow DuPont, Procter & Gamble. So some pretty popular names, about 50-50 split there. So interesting there. Now the S&P 500 on Friday, we can see here Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, FedEx, UPS. So some of the air and delivery stocks were hit this week. Amazon was hit this week. Facebook, Google also hit. So Coca-Cola, here we are. Oh, yeah, this is the Friday. So if we're taking a look here at the 1 week performance, you can see Coca-Cola down 8.61%. That is looking pretty attractive. I have to take a look at Coca-Cola. I have never owned Coca-Cola. I've owned Pepsi in the past because Pepsi is a little bit more diversified. They have more than just beverages. They have their Frito-Lays and such, and some other products. Facebook here down 2.89% at 162. This was one that has been very nice, up $32 off that $130 point where I was kind of interested in it, but didn't know where to stick it in my portfolios. So overall, when you're looking at the entire S&P 500 this week, it was all pretty positive. There wasn't really a sector besides utilities here. Utilities was about 50-50, but every other sector here was pretty positive. So trade deal, all of that looking pretty good. We had Activision, I believe they reported on Tuesday, but through the week, if you had bought them last week, you would have had some nice upside, up 2.74. EA continuing higher as of last week. I know they had that 16% gain there on Thursday, Friday, and now this week they're up 9.47%. So very good overall here in the S&P 500. If you guys are invested in specific stocks, drop them in the comment section if you guys picked up anything this week. I know I made my Monday video going over stocks I was buying on Monday. If you guys want to check that out, I'll have it linked in the corner. And then I went out and sold. I kind of sold some gains. I locked in capital gains, rolled it into Main Street Capital here on Friday. I made another video on why I did that and that whole process there. Now financials this week up 2.96%. So here down in financials, some really bright green. JP Morgan up 4.13%. Wells Fargo up 3.29%. Bank of America 2.9%. Citigroup up 3.65%. So overall, very strong there in the financials. So could be an indicator that they're expecting some rates raised in the future. Who knows where that's all going, but they've already been so suppressed here over the last few months and the last year or so. So semiconductors also positive. This really helped out that NASDAQ up 4.85% this week. Year to date up 19.58. Home builders this week also up 4.51%. Year to date 18.94%. Oil very positive this week, up 5.69% here. Very positive. I know I got asked a question if I am looking to invest in Chevron or Exxon. I've owned Exxon in the past. It has not been one that I've been kind of wanting to jump back into right now, but just very interesting to see this oil currently trading at $11.71. 5-day change up 5.69. Year to date up 21.22%. Very nice performance there over within the last year to date here. So 5-day change for the dollar. Last week we ended higher, I believe, in our last week's video. I believe it had traded up from the 95, 94 to the $96 range. Here we have the dollar moving higher, which is surprising as the stock market moves higher. Generally, the dollar either stays flat or moves lower, but here we opened this week up right around 96.65. We're now around 96.92. So just kind of interesting. I thought I may have posted some articles here in the comment section last week about the dollar. I'm not sure if I had got that out there. Not too many articles out there currently about the dollar and why it may have gained or lost. This one's showing that it's retraced gains to end the week lower, whereas here when I'm looking at Monday through Friday, I can see that it's actually ended up positive here for the week, so it's kind of interesting there. Silver was the only negative here as far as the materials that I track, so silver was down very low, 0.07%, basically flat. Gold was positive this week, up 0.48%. Year to date, 2.93%. Bonds were also basically flat for the week, up 0.01%. Year to date, up 0.91%. So if you have a mixed portfolio, I saw a lot of investors out there towards the end of 2018 mixing their portfolios up. They took 20% bonds, 80% ETFs, and stocks and ETFs. I am not a bond investor. I don't like holding bonds. Stocks is more of a faster speed for me. I like to invest in stocks because I'm younger. I don't have, I can take the risk. Plus, I'm invested in dividend stocks where I want to be buying these dividend stocks that are going to continue to raise, pay out a dividend, buy back more shares, which will raise and continue paying out a dividend to the foreseeable future. Bonds, they don't really move. You don't get that appreciation. You don't get that dividend increase year after year. So I'd rather just continue to buy and hold specific dividend stocks and hold very little bonds. I sold off all my paper bonds, and that's all some fun stuff I'm paying taxes on this year. So, U.S. Treasury 3 month last week was 3.36%, so up 0.01% there. 5-year was 2.44, now 2.5. So rates are increasing here. 10-year was 2.63, now 2.67. And our 30-year last week was 2.98, now 3.0. So rates are getting slightly higher this weekend. Last week was one of the best weeks to go out there, look for loans. I was getting calls all the time because I'm trying to refinance my duplex. I've been looking around to try and get the best rates, get the best what do they call not the rates, but the conditions, like 20-year loan, 25-year loan, how much can I leave in the property, 20%, 25%, how long is it amortized for? So I'm trying to get all these little sort of things out of the way here. So last week's average mortgage rate was 4.49%. It is now 4.52. I was getting some offers in the mail of 4.125%. Not calls. I was getting calls by a couple lenders out there. So kind of interesting to see how it kind of bounced back. So interesting. Now, some of the articles and news that came out this week, we had early in the week here, there was an executive order to have the U.S. artificial intelligence get sort of developed a little bit faster. President Trump's trying to get ahead of China in this sort of act here. I made my Monday buy video, so I went up there, made my few stocks here, and made a video on it. How I also rolled in dividends from last week of $3.58 from Lowe's and ABM. I invested $118.98 and increased my future dividend income by $4.42 in 2019 and going forward. Now, sometime towards the week or towards the end of the year, this $4.42 may get a increase because stocks may increase their dividend payout. President Trump came out, on Tuesday, or what was it, the 12th? That was Tuesday. So here in the United States, we had news that President Trump was not going to be sticking with his March deadline for the China tariffs. Over on the rest of the world, if you looked at the world news, it was saying President Trump is really trying to make this deal. They're on the ground, they're working it, and they're trying to get it done. So right now, here Friday, they've extended that trade deal so that it's, extended it out here about a week or so. I haven't got all the specifics on that. So I shared out a bunch of stuff off Instagram. If you guys aren't following me over on Instagram, it's Financial Investor 101. I like to share a little bit of information out there. I post my weekly recaps. I post monthly recaps out there and other sort of information. And I released my video. I made over I believe it was $1,100 in dividends in 2018. And that's actually a very small piece of it all now. I got my first, we'll go over a little bit more of it later, but just interesting to see all those dividends kind of get paid out. I had some interesting comments such as, also taking a look at your equity. How much of your equity have you maintained while getting paid out those dividends? And I've made a very, good return on my investments between my Roth 401k, my thrift savings plan, and my Roth IRA. My Roth IRA didn't lose anything in 2018. My taxable account over on M1 Finance, you saw I only invested $100 in that, and that one's positive just due to the referrals and such. Centurylink cut their dividend by 50%. Stock tumbled 10%. I really wanted to go out there and buy this stock. I've held this stock back in the past. I bought into it around $13, $14 and 20. I was in Germany at the time when I bought this stock. It may have been 2017, around September, and we were out during that time frame. I bought this stock, and that $13, $14 point, where it had a very high yield. I locked in like a 15% yield, and I was getting paid out some very nice dividend payouts. Now, I knew they were eventually going to cut their dividend. Their customer service with their personal on their personal end is a little bit low, but they're the backbone of most of the businesses. Charter and Spectrum and many other businesses out there, the same company, their Spectrum and Charter, they go through and use the Centurylink as their backbone. So Centurylink with business companies, that's primarily where they're probably going to get their business. And I think they needed to cut their dividend. I think it's going to be better for their financials going forward. And they did rebound this week. If we take a look at Centurylink Stock, so CTL stock, this week, or just here within Friday, up 7.51%. Within the week here, there was that dip here down 10% there in a single day. I wanted to buy this below that $13 point. So it broke below $13 point, and I just didn't have any capital. I'm very limited to what capital I'm putting into the market. I'm going to put my $6,000 into my Roth IRA. I'm putting my 5% of my salary into the Roth 401k. That total is maybe $13,000 for 2019. The rest of my capital, that's all invested elsewhere. I'm trying to get that into not stock market, real estate. I'm trying to buy I'm trying to go for 2 properties here in 2019. That is my goal. I'm asking a bunch of realtors to send me information. I got wholesalers getting deals and sending me information. That way I can look it over, review it, and start, I've been making offers, but nothing's getting accepted at what I've been offering because everybody wants a little bit more. And Buffett, he reduced his shares in Apple, so he cut his shares in Apple there. Kind of interesting. I forgot the percentage there without going into the article here. We can actually go into the article just really quickly here and take a look. I believe he actually decreased his portfolio down from 25 to 21%. So here, iPhone now, Apple now accounts for 21.5% of his portfolio, down from 25.79% the prior quarter. So, Buffett, the old swing trader, but it probably wasn't Buffett that had sold off those shares. Friday, came out with my video talking about how I captured the dividends from WP Carey, and I sold off $72. I sold off at $75.17. That was 0.95822 shares. I locked in $72.03 in capital gains, which decreased my income by selling off just $72 worth of shares, decreased my income going forward by $3.95. But then I reinvested those $72.03 back into Main Street Capital. Plus, I rolled in dividends from Apple, which had been paid out $2.87. So I rolled in, I'm not sure what my actual equity position there was, but I believe it was right around 74, 75. Oh, actually, it shows here in the picture. Posted a picture. So I put in $74.87 as a buy into Main Street Capital, and by doing that, I increased my dividends up by 4.68%. That's an increase there. My total dividends of 73 cents. So kind of interesting, and that is just about it. Oh, my portfolio changes for the week here, the 11th through the 15th. So quick recap there, S&P up 2.49, Dow Jones up 3.05, the NASDAQ up 2.36, and then my portfolio up 2.03%. I was actually much more surprised that I was higher. I wasn't expecting a 2% gain. Apple did not perform really well this week, so this right here, this performance, this was mainly from the Roth IRA over on M1 Finance. I believe I had a lot of stocks within that portfolio being positive. We can see here Apple was only up for the week. It was basically flat. Apple did not really help out my performance in my portfolio. What did help me out is the S&P 500 within my Roth 401k, my thrift savings plan that makes up 50% of my portfolio, and then I had some other strong stocks that performed really well within the M1 Finance Roth IRA. So that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button below. If you guys have any comments, questions, going over anything in today's video, drop it in the comment section. And if you did enjoy the video, have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I highly appreciate all your guys' comments, likes, and all that. So that is it for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.